Hi, welcome to Lovesaraghae with Peter and Andrea. In the next 30 minutes, we'll take you on a journey into the exciting world of entrepreneurship, relationships, and the secrets behind achieving that coveted glow. Are you ready? Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode of Lovesaraghae with us, Peter and Andrea. Today we're going to switch things up a little bit. We're going to do something different, hopefully a lot more fun. Today we're going to be diving into some rapid fire questions where we'll be asking each other quirky, maybe unexpected, and even revealing questions. We are not planning this. It's just we're going to go with it and see what happens. So just hopefully real answers in real time. You ready, Peter?
I am. Okay, let's have some fun with this one.
All right, let's start with the relationship partnership questions. Those are always fun.
Yeah.
Okay, who is better at handling business stress?
Who is better at handling business stress? I guess. I mean, that's.
You.
I guess it depends. I would say that I think I'm better at handling business stress. And the reason why is because I've been at it a lot longer than Andrea, I think. And
Yeah.
I've developed the tools to be able to handle something like this. But again, I still, freak out every once in a while because, look, we have a lot of obligations and a lot of things to do. And we're not we're not worth, billions of dollars. So we have bills to pay. We have a life to live. And sometimes it gets a little rough, like most people. Andrea?
Yeah, I would agree. I think you are better at handling most things.
Yes, I am.
I'm stressful.
Somebody, you admitted it. Okay, good.
But I would
like this.
say at home, I'm better. I think I'm better at handling the stress of the household and the things that come up with the kids' schools and the coordination of all the things. So I think the business, you're better at handling the stressful situations, truthfully, because you have more experience, for sure. But I would say I'm better at home.
Yes, I agree with that. I do agree with that. Okay.
What's the most annoying habit that I have?
Oh, okay. What's the most annoying habit? The most annoying habit, I think, is your penchant for communicating, but you really haven't. So you'll say something like, "But I told you." But I'm like, "No, you did not." But I did, or at least you should know. You should assume that this is the case. I'm like, how am I supposed to assume? You got to communicate. Like, let me know what you want, right?
In my brain, I did communicate. Okay, doesn't mean I said it out loud.
I will give you an example, right? Okay, so there's she forgets a lot of things. That's for sure. But this one really takes the cake when she says, "Please go wash the dishes." Right? Okay, all right.
I'm very mad at.
So I will wash the dishes, and then she will say, "Well, how come you didn't clean the kitchen?" I'm like, "You told me to wash the dishes. If you wanted me to clean the kitchen, you should have cleaned the kitchen. You should have said, I'll go clean the kitchen, and I will." But when
you're gonna get your head bitten off.
She means something.
All the women are gonna come out and
maybe, but
and clean the forks and clean the pots and wipe the counter and do the dishes and make sure the children. You just say you're gonna clean up. You're gonna clean the dishes, and everybody understands that means.
But why can't you just say then clean overall? Like, why'd you have to say clean the dishes anyway? I'm sure I will get.
Maybe brought that up. This one you're gonna get in trouble.
I'm sure I'm gonna get lambasted for this. But in my mind, it's like there's communication. You told me to do something, so I did that something. All guys will appreciate this, right? Okay.
I think that is the thing, though, is that men and women communicate differently and have expectations of what we expect you to understand. And truthfully, you may not see it in the same way as we do. So there's communication on both sides is lacking. And so it's the way that you expect to be communicated with and the way that we expect to communicate to. So I think there's a whole thing on that. We should do a whole podcast on communication.
We should do a whole podcast on that, yeah. Okay, so what's the most annoying thing about me?
I know I just said that you handle stress better, but when something goes wrong, I'm like missing myself because there's going to be some F-bombs, there's going to be some growling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't feel like dealing with that. So that's annoying. I got like, can you just like deal with it quietly?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I could probably do better.
If we're talking about business, that's the most annoying. And then at home, the most annoying thing is not cleaning up after yourself.
What are you talking about? I will say that my running clothes smell rather putrid, especially when I don't take it out of my bag for a day. But I forget to like put it in the wash. My God, it can knock out a full-grown man. All right, let's move on. Let's do something more positive.
Okay, so let's see,
what's the best part of working together?
Okay, the best part of working together? Like, I just see a handsome face every day.
Oh, I still got it.
You know what? That is I'm joking, but that is the best. I obviously think you're handsome, but I think the best part for me is that I feel like we're building something together, and it's really exciting. And I feel like, we don't go to our respective places and we do our thing, and then we come home, and I'm talking about, like, for example, when I was a teacher, I would talk about the kids, and I would talk about what happened with the parent. And you don't really understand it, and you just listen to be polite, but it wasn't something that was interesting to you necessarily. And then you'd come home and share about the business, and I understand it a little bit, but I wasn't involved. But now when we talk about work, it's like a common understanding and a common interest, and we both get fired up equally, or we both get, angry equally, and we understand it differently.
Yeah.
Which could be different.
Yeah, which could be a good thing and bad thing.
Yeah,
obviously,
sure.
Right? And a married couple. Yeah. So I think the best part about for me is, well, there's a couple of things. Number one is that I can see that my wife's passion for skincare is genuine, and it's probably there's probably more passion in it than me, right? So I'm a formulator. I look at the business from a very technical perspective, and that's what kind of floats my boat. But that can pertain to running shoes. It can pertain to, I don't know, software. So the act of creating something and perfecting it, it's not necessarily the skincare part, but my wife, Andrea, is all about skincare, and she loves it. And she loves what it does for her customers, and she talks to her customers all the time. And so do I, actually. But the other thing that's really nice is to see the growth of my wife as a newbie, as somebody who's coming in with all this passion and energy, and then she's like growing as an individual and as a professional. And it's nice to see, because there's a breath of fresh air in the business, but also she's growing as a professional. And that's really nice to see.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, what's next?
What else? That's another question. How about, what's one skincare rule that you secretly break?
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's an easy one for me. So, look, the single greatest thing. Okay, so whenever people ask me, what aside from spending money on skincare, what do you recommend I do to keep skin healthy? I always say 3 things: drink lots of water, get lots of sleep, and use sunscreen. Those 3 things. You just do those 3 things, just those 3 things, and you will, you do that when you're 20s, and when you get to the 50s, you'll look like you're 35. Just those 3 things, right? You don't even need to spend a dime on any other skincare. Just great sleep, drink lots of water, and use sunscreen religiously. I don't use sunscreen religiously. And I know that I should use sunscreen religiously. I don't know why. I do it when I go for a run. So if I say, I'm going to go out for a run in the sun for an hour and a half, I put on sunscreen, right? But any other day, like today, there's some sun out. It's a little cloudy. I should still wear sunscreen, but I don't. And it's just a personal fallacy of mine. I know exactly what I should be doing, and yet I don't. So that's my secret, that the skincare rule that I break, and I knew I do. I got to do better at it. But please, anyone who's listening, please use your sunscreen.
Do what I say, not what I do.
Yeah, do as I say, not as I do.
I have to admit, though, I'm similar with sunscreen. I wear it religiously in the summer, 100%. And whenever it's sunny, but when it's not sunny, I often check the UV index, and if it's not too high, I don't wear it. So I don't know. Take that with what you will.
What's funny to me, though, is that whenever I wear my sunscreen, I am always so surprised and pleasantly surprised at how sheer our sunscreen is. when it goes on, I don't even feel it. But I think what happens is my memory of sunscreen from when I was younger, right? When I used to slather on sunscreen, the cheap stuff, Banana Boat or whatever.
Banana Boat. I remember that.
Tropical, whatever it is. And I used to put like sun tanning oil on myself to get that golden brown tan. And they were heavy. I didn't like the feeling of that. Maybe my memory goes back to that feeling. But our sunscreens, I don't even feel that it's on. And yet we still have the issue with the sunscreen.
Yeah. For me, it's that also it's not always in view. So what we do at home is we have like all of our skincare lined up on the table of our bathroom counter so that it's visible and you can't forget. But the sunblock gets moved around. So sometimes it's downstairs, sometimes it's upstairs, sometimes it's in the kids' room. We use it all over the place. So if it's not in my view in the morning when I'm putting on my skincare, I won't use it. I'll forget. Unless I know that it's really sunny, it's hot or summer, then I'll be more proactive about it. But yeah, we're both guilty of that.
Yep. Okay, what's next?
Okay, how about a would you rather question?
Sure.
Would you rather start a new business together or take a year off together?
That's interesting. So the question really is, what if you had a future or crystal ball, what would I choose? I think I'd actually take the year off right now. And the reason why I say that is because I've been at this since my marketing days. So I sold my first marketing company and then we went into a second business and then a third business now. So I haven't really rested. I haven't really taken a break or kind of like seen the situation from a bird's eye view in 2 decades. So I would like to step back, it'd be great to step back and kind of look at things from a top-down perspective and kind of see what if our strategy for life is going exactly how it should be, or if I need to course correct. And if it takes a year, so be it. If it takes 6 months, so be it. But I think that's what I would do. Although I'd probably go crazy after 6 weeks.
I can't see you not having like a direct purpose for very long, because you really do thrive on routine and schedule.
It's true. I'm military.
You are. You definitely are. So I have to say though, after the holidays, I feel that way too. Like coming back in the office today feels so good. And just I got my workout in the morning. I definitely would not take a year off. For me, it would be starting a new business or doing something, because I think I do best when I have a goal and I have something to work towards. When I don't, I find that I end up giving everything of myself to everyone else. And I no longer have my own purpose and my own objectives. And I think I can lose myself really easily that way. So for me, I definitely would choose to start a business or start something, a foundation or something.
Good stuff. Okay.
What's another?
Next.
Yeah, you go.
All right. So what is the best advice you've ever received about running a successful business?
The best advice? Oh, I think the best advice that I've ever been given is to really listen. So simple, but it's not listen to respond, but to really listen to understand. Not just I'm not talking about just our team, but to listen to our customers, to listen to our team members, of course, to our suppliers, but to really listen. Like, there's so much value in what they have to say and what they're sharing. And I think we can really easily lose sight of that when we have our own goal and we're like running towards that. But sometimes just taking a pause and really listening to understand.
That's good.
Even if you think of conflict, like when there's situations where a customer isn't happy initially, or you think of an employee who's having a hard time, or you think of, a supplier that's struggling. Our instinct is sometimes to just get it back up and to act. But if we go in from that place of, I want to listen to understand where you're coming from, their back goes down. And it becomes a really beautiful conversation that can really move you forward.
Well, the number of times, especially because we do a lot of our business over online,
Yeah.
The number of times where you read an email from a customer, let's say, and you completely misinterpret what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because you think that the tone, you automatically think the tone is a certain way, and then you interpret something, and then you read it like second or third time, and you realize, wait a minute, that's not what the customer's saying.
Yeah.
Or that's not what the supplier's saying. They're saying this. And we've done this experiment actually with our employees, and everyone, like the number of times where everyone reads the same email and comes with a completely different conclusion is hilarious. It actually happens quite often. So you're right. Just really listen, really understand what people are trying to say. I think really makes sense. I think the one that resonates with me a lot is that change is constant, right? Change is constant. The flywheel of momentum must be given energy every day. So you can't simply work your bum off for 6 months and then you say, okay, I've done enough for the next month or so. Like every day you've gotta manage that change and add momentum to that flywheel. And success and failure of yourself anyway is measured daily. It's not weekly, monthly, or yearly. You know, we can talk about revenues and P&L statements, etc. But in terms of, you know, am I moving the flywheel forward, the momentum of the business or relationship or whatever forward? It's got to be done every single day. You're holding yourself accountable every day. And that's the secret, right? That's what separates the people that move things forward and the people that rest on they're complacent about what they've accomplished, right? There's lots of stories about companies that failed or went out of business because they were complacent. I mean, the famous story is Xerox. Xerox had the personal computer before Apple, before IBM, 5 years prior to, and they decided not to go to market because their position in the copier market was so advanced. They're 5 years ahead that they thought, well, we don't need to do this. And guess what happened to Xerox, right? They got crushed. So, and the last part of that advice was, if you don't adapt to that change, capitalism will do it for you.
Yeah.
Meaning either you survive or you die.
Well, yeah, I remember years ago, your motto was, you grow or you die.
That's it. You can't sit still.
And I used to be like, that's so dramatic, but I kind of see it now. I understand.
Yeah, because the last word is that you...
And if you stop, you can sit there for a little while, but eventually...
Yeah, because it's the second statement I never said was, you grow or you die, because if you don't grow, the market will kill you. Like, it's not us that kill ourselves. It's the market will just simply make you irrelevant. Right? So,
especially if you look at skincare. Skincare is a very interesting market now. You always have to keep innovating and coming up with new and interesting things to keep people there and with you. So
here's a truism. Here is a truism about skincare. So number one is that just because an ingredient, a formula, or a compound, or a concentrate works for Andrea does not mean it'll work for me.
Yeah.
Right. So even though the science on the compounds are solid and it's documented, it doesn't necessarily mean that it works for everyone and at the same grade. Right. Yeah. That's number one. Number two is that even if that compound or that formula or product works for you right now, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you 6 months from now.
Yeah.
Because skin is our largest organ in our body, and it will adapt. Just like exercise, just like diet, it will adapt to the skincare routine that you have. So you must, if for best results, you must mix it up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Right? So what does that mean? You know, I think some of our customers have asked me the question, like, why are you coming up with all these new products? Like,
what am I supposed to do about it?
Yeah, I have the complete 5-step routine. I love it. Why are you introducing all new products? You're confusing me. And my answer is, look, if it works for you, the complete 5, great. However, you should experiment and change it up every once in a while, because that's what your skin does. It gets too used to it, and you got to shock it a little bit. And the second thing is, just because it works for you doesn't mean it works for other people. So we got to give choice to our customers so that they can have the compounds and the concentrates and the formulations that work for them.
Yeah.
Right. So
I'll give you an example of switching it up. For me, in the summer, spring, I usually use just the Aurora. So I use the Aurora Serum and the Aurora Moisturizer. In the winter, I use the Firm and Lift. but I still use the reverse serum. I don't budge on that one. But the Firm and Lift is a thicker concentration. It's more hydrating, and I have very dry skin. So in the winter, it really makes a difference, especially with the heaters and all the things.
Yeah. Well,
so that's an example of switching it up, even within our own brand.
Well, I mean, I will use the vitamin C concentrate, but after about 5 weeks vitamin C, I stop it. And then I add in a retinol or the bakuchiol. I give the skin a break from the vitamin C a little bit, because when I get back to it, the effect is much more dramatic.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's good to figure out how your skin likes different concentrates at what cycles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What's one word to describe your journey as an entrepreneur?
One word to describe your journey as an entrepreneur. Difficult.
I was looking for like some poetic thing here, and you're like, no.
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Well, I mean, okay, in all seriousness, probably the word I'll choose is simply destiny. Destiny. It is as it should be. Like, I can complain about all I want. I can pump my chest all I want. But in the end, it is unfolding exactly how it's supposed to unfold, according to some deity or according to law of nature. I don't know what you want to believe, but I do believe that our lives are unfolding exactly how it should be.
My word is persistence. I feel like everything that I've done, as far as we've gotten, has simply been because I've been persistent. I don't really understand the business world the way Peter does. So I come at it in a completely different way, and I think Peter and I butt heads about that a lot. But in the end, for me, it's just sending that email again, or resending a message to someone who was interested in working with us. And not being afraid of getting a response that I don't want. So I'm very okay with no, but I'm also very persistent. And I think that describes my journey so far. And also the success that we've had is just being persistent. Because truthfully, people are busy.
Well, you know what I say? Many times, the winner is the last one standing.
Yeah.
That's it. Just gotta be the last one standing. Take those punches, everybody else is.
I have no problem going forever because it's just, I really enjoy it. So, and I get excited about it. It lights me up. Like, I get so excited about new opportunities and just, throwing things out into the universe and seeing what happens. I don't have any embarrassment or shame about asking for things that I want, even if it's possibly to someone who maybe wouldn't even notice who I was. I don't mind taking that chance. So
yeah, this is that new energy, right? That's ignorant about everything else and just keeps going forward. I love it, right?
Yeah, my ignorance is actually being used to my benefit in a big way.
But I think this is a lesson to anybody who's listening right now, who is an entrepreneur or who's looking to get into entrepreneurship or start his own business, is that number one is that you need that persistent energy, that new persistent ignorant energy sometimes to break through walls. And second is that if you think that the successful company next door isn't going through the same trials and tribulations that you're going through, you're wrong. Everybody is getting beaten up sometime. Everybody gets knocked down once or twice or third. Doesn't matter if you're Coca-Cola or if you're ABC laundromat down the street. It doesn't matter. Everyone gets beaten up sometimes. Yeah. And it's about getting up over and over and over again. And the winner is the one that keeps getting up. The one that says, oh, I can't take this anymore. You take yourself out of the game. So, just remember that we all go through the same trials and tribulations that you do. Just keep getting up. Okay.
Yes, I did.
That was fun. That's it. Let's call it here.
That's a wrap on today's rapid fire Q&A. We hope you had as much fun listening as we did answering. Let us know what your favorite question was, or if you have others, we're here for you. We'll chat soon.
Take care. Goodbye. I'm going to go put on my SPF right now.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Lovesaraghae with us, Peter and Andrea. If you've enjoyed this episode, leave us a review. Your ratings and reviews help more people like you find our show. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and share this podcast with someone you think would love it. Until next time, love yourself, love one another, and love the world.